If you want to see me use the Queen palette by Fumi and Juvia's Place, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, I want to play with the Queen palette today, and I want to do a neutral look. I have a lot of my makeup on already, and I did use this palette for my cheek blush and highlight, and I'll show you the ones that I used. I used, was this a sister? Yeah, Sister to Sister and FDV Approved, so blush and highlighter. And I want to use these two and this one as my eye look today. I have a little bit on my eye. I did prime my eye with Cover FX Quad, a light and a medium concealer color. And then I set it with my Pan That palette, which is the Smashbox Matte Exposure. I'll show you. I'm going to hide part of it here. I used the color Wheat to set my primer, and it's a color I've been using a lot lately because, well, I'm trying to pan this palette, and Wheat is I think almost a perfect color to set my primer. And I think you'll agree that this color right here would have been a little bit too deep, but as a crease color, I think it's going to work really well. So this is what I want to do. I want to use this as my crease color. This is my outer lid color and possibly outer lower lid color, and this as my inner to center lid color. And I think that that is going to do a very nice look, and I hope so because I'm planning on filming a number of other videos. And an all neutral look is not something I do very often, which is why I put on a little bit of a bolder lip color, just because I like to have color on my face. I am really drawn to these guys, but I just thought I would do a neutral look because it's something I don't do very often. So you could say that neutral looks are somewhat outside my comfort zone because I just feel like I need a punch of color somewhere. Anyway, we're going to go in with this one first. Makes sense, crease color first, and then we'll probably go outer lid and inner lid. So let me just find a crease brush and let's get started. Here we go, my trusty usual crease brush from Sephora. It was a 5 brush set that I got, and it's starting to shed, so I might need a replacement pretty soon. So there we go, I've put some color on, and I do need a mirror. So I think I'm going to use the mirror from my Pan That palette because it has a decent one. And away we go. I'll do both eyes because it's only 3 shadows total, so that should be pretty easy. And I do plan on using the highlighter as my brow bone highlight as well. So that should do quite nicely. And I did do it, I did use it as a highlighter in my last look where I used a few of the colors. So I will put that video right there if you want to see me use this palette as a face palette and also already as a brow bone. I used it along with the Born to Run palette, and it worked pretty well. I almost dipped into my Pan That palette. All right, so we are doing well. I'm not going to go too much on the outer lid or anything like that because that's going to get covered up. And by what I can see, whatever the color is, Glam is going to be pretty opaque, so I'm not worried about needing to put anything underneath. Okay. And I'm going to go just underneath as well, but I'll do the other side first and then change brushes. Now this is packed pretty well. It's not behaving exactly like an eyeshadow. It's pressed a little bit more firmly by what I can tell. And it makes sense because it's also supposed to be, it's for the face and eyes. So I would expect it to be pressed somewhat firmly. Otherwise we'd have clown blush all over. And I don't have to dig super hard to get the pigmentation, so I'm fine with that. Oh, it's turning out to be quite nice, isn't it? That's pretty. Okay, very easy wash of color. Virtually effortless. Okay, I'm going to change brushes and we're going to do the outer lower lid. And for that, I'm going to use my angled brush. I feel like I am just a broken record with this because I use the same brushes all the time. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So same color. Again, sister to sister is the color. And I really like this 6-pan palette. I don't have very many that are that small. Small in number, I mean, because the pans are huge. But I really, really enjoy that. And I have lipstick on my teeth. Why didn't you tell me? The trick, finger into the mouth, and whatever would show up on your teeth ends up on your finger, and obviously I don't follow my own trick. Okay, cleaned off finger. Where's my brush? There it is. All right, so let's see, where am I at? I'm going to put a little bit more. I always worry about putting it on the wrong side of the brush, the shadow, and half the time if I'm not paying attention, that's exactly what I do. Okay, and other side. Okay, it's a light enough color that even if it goes a little bit further down, it's not too bad. And I've got too much here, so I'm going to take a cleaner brush and just see if I can clean that up here. Did I do the same on that side? A little bit. Okay. All right, I think that's a decent base, and I think I can go in right away and do the highlighter because I don't have anything that's going to go quite that high, so I'll take a flat, fluffy brush, and this one will do just fine. This is a Sephora brush from, it doesn't say, but it just says shadow brush. It was a 5-brush set that I got a few years ago from Sephora, and I'm just putting a little bit on, just on the brow bone. It's very blingy, but given we're going to have the same on the inner lid, I don't have a problem with it being on the brow bone. Hopefully I'm not hiding anything. Okay, so I've got the brow bone highlight on. It's a little bit much. I'm going to take my crease brush and just bring the color back up a little bit. I don't think the other side is as much. Okay. Now we are ready to go into Glam, this one, and it looks so rich and so nice. I'm looking forward to seeing what it's going to look like on the eye. I'm going to go in with a brush, but I'm probably going to finish with my finger just to get as much bam out of it as I can. And I'm going to use a dense shadow brush, which is the full coverage shadow brush from Smashbox. You would think, based on how often I use it, that I would have the name memorized, but I just never do. And going into Glam, as I said, this is what it looks like. And let's see what happens. Well, it's not as much color as I thought it would be based on the pan, but that's okay. Just patting it down everywhere. It's definitely going to be a soft look, softer than I'm used to doing. It's always easier to do the second eye because there's already some shadow on the brush. Okay, and I'm going to go back in with my crease brush just to soften that up a little bit. Now, are they relatively even? A little harsh line here. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So let's do the angled brush and bring that glam on the lower lid. So I'm going to go back and use that same angled brush and just putting some glam on the one side. So I don't put some all over the place. It went a bit too far down, so I'm going to just clean it up with this brush. Hard to navigate with two palettes and brushes and whatnot. So I have too much in my hands. Okay. I think that's all right. Once the liner is on, it should be good. So back in with this, oh, not this one, the angled brush. This one. Back with this one, and I'm going to go in on the other side. Just trying to make sure they're even. Okay, now I am thinking I am ready to go with FDV Approved. So this bottom one right here, which is going to be inner to center lid. So let's do that. Although I did say that I was going to pack on a little bit with my finger, and I think I should do that with Glam, just to make sure that it's as punchy as I can get it. And it does really make it pop compared to the other side. So I'm going to do that again on the other side. There we go. Okay, now we're good to go with the FDV Approved. And I'm going to take my multitasker brush from Smashbox. So let me find that. And here it is. As I've said before, my favorite brush. If I lost this brush, I would definitely go and find a replacement. Okay, so I've packed on the color and ready to go. These two palettes are such an awkward setup. Luckily, it's not a super involved, long time to build look, thank goodness. Okay, and packed it on again. I'm going to switch to the finger pretty soon. Just want to make sure that it goes up high enough to meet up on the other side. Okay, now back to the finger. And I have to clean this off, obviously. I cleaned it off, but I'm really going to use my pinky, I think, so moot point there. And I like how sticky these shimmers and metallics are. They just press in and stay put, which is super. And I'm expecting it's going to be a bit of a gradient. I think that looks pretty good. So now it's to go on the other side, although I think I'm going to do this same color on the lower inner lid. So let me find a brush for that purpose. And I'm going to use this little guy. This is the M149 from Morphe. Just a small brush. And let's see if I can get this to go exactly where I want it to go. First off on the inner corner. And then down. Okay, I like this. Let's get rid of some brushes. Now I'm going to go with my other finger. No. I'm going to repeat with the pyramidal brush first and then go in with the finger. I'm looking down a whole lot more now because I get higher up in the crease, which makes me very happy. One more little shot and I should be done with this brush. Okay, back to the finger. No. I'm going to go with this brush first and then I'll use my finger. All right, back to the Morphe brush, the M149. Got some on, and let's get that done. Want to match it both sides. Oop. Not on my eyeball, Hélène, not on my eyeball. And a little bit more right on the inner corner. There we go. Now for the finger. Okay, and here we will try to do a decent job, just like the other side. Even though this is my right hand and I'm left-handed. Are they pretty even? I think so. Okay, good. Yay. So that is it for this palette. The again, the Queen palette from Juvia's Place, which is a collab with Fumi, who is quite the character on YouTube. If you want to take a look at her channel, I highly recommend it. She definitely is the queen. And let's see here. We want to finish with some liner and some mascara. I already have the lips, so that's not a factor. And I also need to brush the fallout away. Okay, so what are we going to do? I feel like using like a chocolatey brown because I think it's going to go well with my lipstick. So chocolatey brown on the bottom lashes, I think a black liner on the upper lash line. I'm going to put again the Urban Decay Zero, which I had on my upper waterline, mascara, setting spray, and I think we're going to be done with this look. So I'm going to go and do those things right now, and then I'll show you what I used. Hang on. All right, here is the final look, and I'm really happy with it. Let me show you what I used. First off, I reapplied the Urban Decay Zero on my upper waterline, as I said I would. I applied Demolition, which is a liner that I really, really like. It's this one right here. And it's a matte chocolate brown, or even deeper than chocolate brown. And I think the matte nature of it helped to offset a little bit how blingy the rest of the eyeshadow is. So I really like it in this look a lot. And I did use the Clinique Pretty Easy liquid eyelining pen. And it is very precise. But I have a bit of a beef with very shiny eyeshadows. It ended up doing just a big smudge on both sides of my eyes. It's too liquid right now. I don't know if it gets better after a few uses, but it's just too liquid. I did manage on matte eyeshadows to do a very nice wing 2 looks ago with this one, the first time I used it. But today it would not work. It just would not work. So just caution on that. And speaking of, this is a mascara called the High Impact Mascara by Clinique. I should know the name by now. It's my 3rd or 4th time using it. And I actually managed to overdo it a little bit, I think. A little Here we go. Just needed to pinch an eyelash here. No, I don't think I overdid it, actually. I think it's exactly the way I want. It's just, it's been frustrating because I haven't been able to get the kind of volume that I have wanted so far over the last 2 times that I used this. I think this is my 3rd time. And I actually got the amount of eyelash impact that I wanted. So finally, I think it's just, it was too new, it was too wet, and it's starting to be a little bit drier. Just even after 3 uses, it seems to be working better. So I'm happy with that. And I had to reach for this last product, which is the All Nighter Setting Spray from Urban Decay. It's the one that I'm using every single time right now because I have quite a bit of it. And so I am pretty happy with this look, and feel that I can attest to the fact that this palette by Juvia's Place is definitely a face and eye palette. You can do a full look, no question. And I am very curious now to try to do the same with the mattes and to do a full monochromatic look with the mattes. That would be really neat. And I'm looking at it, and I think the next one is going to have to be these 3, I think. Just these 3, and see what I come up with. That might be fun. We'll have to see. But for now, I'm pretty happy with what happened here, and I hope you are too. Let me know what you think in the comments. I read everything, and I always look forward to them. So thank you in advance. And with that, I'll say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. You know that. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.